Hello everyone, Tutu Mora here with the Y, bringing you tools to feel well in your body, mind, and spirit. Today, we are going to be releasing some tension through the head, neck, and jaw. And this is a space where, it's so important to cultivate a bunch of tools because there are a lot of ways and reasons why this space starts to feel tense during the day, whether that's posture related in the way that we're sitting. And so perhaps we can be a little bit more mindful of posture when we release some of that tension. Sometimes it's stress related. And so when we release some of that tension, perhaps being mindful of what are the stressors in my life right now, or what is my environment like, and where can I tend to some of those spaces, eliminate stress where I can, and having as many tools as you can to work with tension and stress can be so helpful, because then we can reach for the tools that we need given what feels right on that certain day. So here's some more tools to work with. And we're gonna start first by just bringing your fingertips to your scalp, and we're going to give ourselves a little scalp massage here. And I want you to really feel into all the little points along your scalp. So let's think about behind the ears. Let's think about the base of the skull. Let's think about all the way through the hairline and just exploring a little bit with your fingertips. There's so many acupressure points along the scalp. So, really feeling like you're not leaving anyone behind as you explore. Couple more. But of course, if you want to spend extra time with this, just taking your time to tend to yourself in the way that feels right. So spending more or less time with something can be a way that you're listening to your body and just responding through movement, through touch. So our next space that we're going to be working with here, I want you to find your cheekbone. You can use whichever finger is helpful, but you can find your cheekbone here, and right where your cheekbone comes in to kind of meet with the corner of your nose here, you're gonna notice like a little divot here at the end of your cheekbone. I want you to give it a little pressure, gentle pressure, because sometimes it can feel a little tender. And sometimes this, when we're working with the face, it can be nice to put a little bit of face lotion or something that's going to feel like your fingers can glide easily across your skin. So that can be a choice. But just give yourself a little pressure here, and then let's move in gentle circles. And then let's start to glide underneath that cheekbone, all the way, just tracing that line up. And once we reach the corner, let's go down towards the jaw. And let's take that again, just a couple more times. You might notice that your skin gets a little bit red here, always using the pressure that feels right for you. So give yourself a little pressure at that starting point, maybe a couple circles. And then just gently gliding along that cheekbone. It can feel really tender sometimes, so use tolerable pressure. One more. And then same side, we're gonna reach for our ear, and we're gonna just make some small circles. So again, got my thumb on the back of my ear, index finger on the front. We're gonna make small circles all the way down the fan of the ear. You might start to notice that as you're moving, as you're working with some of these spaces, you start to feel a little more relaxed, might feel a little sleepy. And then with your index finger, I want you to apply some pressure in little circles to all the little grooves of your ear. So if you imagine that this fan of your ear is like a little maze with all of those little nooks and crannies, I want you to just explore all of those spaces, giving yourself a little pressure, a little contact, so that all of those spaces have a moment of massage or a moment of a little pressure. Maybe even getting through this little space here, giving it a little massage. I've got my thumb at the back and my index finger at the front. And we're gonna bring our two fingers now, one to the back of the ear, the other to the front of the ear. And we're just vigorously massaging. Again, so many points along this space. And then we're gonna give a little bend to the ear, just in as many little spaces as possible. Really just feeling that this can be as malleable as it wants to be. And then go ahead and give your ear a little tug, small circles, moving down the fan. And then rest, notice that side. You might also just feel like pleasantly warm and just a little bit more peaceful. So let's take that same thing to the other side. If you want to start again with the scalp, that's totally welcome. If you want to just kind of gently bring your fingertips to some of those spaces, or if you want to do the full thing, that's a choice. And then we're going to find that little notch. So find your cheekbone and then travel the cheekbone all the way to that little notch, right where it's gonna meet that side of your nose. Apply some gentle pressure, small circles. Maybe noticing if one side feels more tender than the other. And then let's start to trace that cheekbone. Finding all the way to the jaw where we'll start to travel down. And again, 2 more times. Find that little notch, apply a bit of pressure, some circles, but always finding the pressure that feels tolerable and good for this side. Last one. You might start to feel a little bit of a melting feeling. And then let's take that to the ear. So we're gonna start, I've got a little pressure, thumb behind, index finger in front, little circles all the way down the fan. We're using tolerable pressure. And I already noticed just a little change in my whole state of being here. Just a nice reminder of another way to show up for your day. Sometimes stress can be so normalized that that's just the way we operate. That's our autopilot. Now let's, with your index finger, just explore the whole maze of your ear here. Really find some contact with all those little spaces. But yeah, anytime we can remind ourselves that there's another way to be in our body, there's ease with which we can be present in our body, is a really helpful reset, a really helpful reminder that there are other ways to be, there are other ways to show up and feel, and anytime we can create some more ease in the body is a really big deal in today's world. Let's find this space, a little pressure. And then I've got my middle and index finger here, back of the ear, or front of the ear / jaw. And we're just taking a little vigorous massage. And then let's go ahead and find a little just moment to bend the ear in all the ways that it feels like it wants to or can. Let's preserve the malleability of that ear, the flexibility. And then give that ear a little tug. Take some circles all the way down the fan. And then go ahead and rest. Just kind of check out how you feel after that, and maybe make a choice for what might be a nice thing to do for myself when you're in this space. So when you're feeling kind of this little bit of ease that you've cultivated for yourself, what's something that your body might need right now? What's something you might be able to do for your body that could be as simple as just like standing up and giving yourself a little stretch? That might be getting a glass of water. That could be a very simple thing, but something that can make a big difference in the way that you feel through the next portion of your day. So I hope you found this helpful. It's gonna be a really lovely, just little reset. So take it when you need it, and I'll see you back here next time on the Wise Recharge with Us from Home series. Take care.